Warning, spoilers ahead. Please be cautious. The movie opens with an action-packed scene where a red car pulls up in front of a bank, and three professional robbers, Buddy, Darling, and Griff, jump out and rush inside. The driver of the car, a young man named Baby, stays behind and listens to bell-bottoms on his headphones. As soon as the robbers return, Baby takes the wheel and drives away while skillfully evading the police who are hot on their trail. Baby's exceptional driving skills are on display as he maneuvers through obstacles and switches cars to escape the police. With the help of his quick thinking, Baby manages to trick the police and get away. Afterward, Baby buys coffee for the entire team and listens to Harlem Shuffle as he enters the building where their boss, Doc, awaits them. Doc divides the money from the robbery, and Griff questions Baby's constant use of music. Despite Griff's attempts to intimidate him, Baby pays no attention. Each member of the team takes their cut and leaves, but Doc takes most of Baby's share to settle his debt. Doc hands him $10,000, a new disposable phone, and a pair of gloves, informing him of a future job. When Baby returns home to his foster father, Joseph, he hides his share of the money under the floorboards. Joseph advises Baby to avoid illegal activities as it is not rightfully his. Later on, Baby takes the recordings of his conversation with Doc and the other robbers and blends them into a song. He creates a cassette tape with a mix of various recordings, including one labeled Mom, which brings back fond memories of her. Baby's parents used to argue often, and one day they died in a car accident while fighting. At a later time, Baby visits a diner and encounters a beautiful waitress named Deborah, who sings a song while passing by him. Baby records her humming with his tape recorder, and she returns to take his order. He asks her about the song, and later visits a music store to find the exact song. He receives a call from Doc, who offers him a new job. Baby meets his new team, Eddie No-Nos, JD, and Bats, and Doc explains the plan while Baby listens to a new song. Bats questions Baby's constant listening to music, but Doc reveals that Baby suffers from tinnitus due to a childhood accident, and uses music to drown out the buzzing. Baby waits in the car, listening to music while the others rob an armored van. Bats kills the vanguard, and the group escapes, but a Marine begins following them in his van. This job is Baby's last to repay his debt to Doc. Bats tries to shoot the Marine again, but Baby prevents him from doing so. They switch cars multiple times and eventually return to Doc to split the loot, but Baby realizes that JD is dead, and Doc orders him to dispose of the body. Baby wrecks the car with JD's body in it and takes a normal job as a pizza delivery boy. He and Deborah start spending more time together and eventually go on a date to a fancy restaurant. Baby sees Doc there, and he offers him another job. After threatening to harm Deborah and Joseph, Doc takes Baby to a post office to plan their next robbery. Doc orders Baby to scout the post office's interior and take his grandson, Sam, along to avoid suspicion. Inside the post office, Baby surveys the place for cameras, windows, customers, and clerks. Surprisingly, Sam provides a detailed rundown of the office's cameras, windows, and employees. After interacting with a friendly cashier, they report their findings to Doc. Later, Baby calls Deborah and asks her to run away with him. When Baby meets with Doc to plan the robbery, he sees Buddy, Darling, and Bats, which goes against Doc's personal code of not using the same crew for more than one heist. Doc explains their plan for the post office and asks the gang to buy new weapons from the butcher, an arms dealer. On the way to the meeting place, Darling confides in Buddy that she feels uncomfortable around Bats. At the warehouse, Bats shoots the butcher and a gunfight ensues. Darling is shot in the arm, and Bats throws a grenade inside a car, which explodes. Bats insists that they did the right thing because the people they killed were cops. On the way back, Bats forces Baby to stop at the diner where Deborah works. Despite Baby's reluctance, they enter, and Deborah takes their orders without acknowledging that she knows Baby. Deborah presents the bill, but Bats draws a gun, refusing to pay $20. Baby intervenes, stopping him, and Bats leaves without causing a scene after realizing that Baby knows Deborah. Baby settles the bill and leaves a note for Deborah, suggesting a road trip at 2 a.m. The gang reports back to Doc, but he declares the plan a failure because the butcher and his men were cops who opened fire first. Bats, Buddy, and Darling support his decision, but Baby looks at them skeptically. Doc warns them that the police will be after them in 24 hours and suggests calling off the robbery. However, the three insist on going through with it, and Doc asks Baby for his opinion. Baby recommends sleeping and doing the job in the morning. At 2 a.m., Baby tries to sneak away to meet Deborah, but Buddy and Bat stop him and knock him out with a tape recorder. Baby wakes up at Doc's place and plays some of the tapes, claiming they are just remixes. Meanwhile, Deborah waits for Baby at the diner. The next morning, the gang heads to the robbery site, with Buddy using Darling as a fake hostage, and Bat sneaking in. Baby waits in the car and recognizes the cashier he met during his reconnaissance at the post office. He signals to her, gesturing for her not to enter. She turns around and returns with a security guard. As the guard approaches Baby's car, the gang suddenly returns, and Bats shoots the guard down. Baby, however, doesn't start the car, and Bats threatens him with a gun. Furious, Baby steps on the accelerator and drives into a truck with iron rods, causing Bats death. Soon after, the police arrive, and the group attempts to flee. Buddy and Darling shoot at some of the policemen while the rest chase after Baby. He races through the city and takes refuge in a shopping mall to change his appearance, but the police continue to pursue him. He exits the mall and steals a car to catch up with Buddy and Darling. During a shootout, the police kill Darling, and Baby escapes by stealing an elderly woman's car. He plays a song on the radio and returns the woman's purse before leaving. Baby returns to his apartment to find it in disarray, and Joseph lying on the floor. He contacts Deborah at the diner, but her boss tells him that she is waiting for him. He retrieves his stash of money from under the floorboards and takes Joseph to a nursing home. Baby apologizes to his foster father for letting him down and departs while the police are still searching for him. Baby rushes to the diner to pick up Deborah and finds Buddy waiting there. Buddy demands that Baby pay for Darling's death and threatens to kill Deborah. A policeman enters the diner and goes to the restroom. Buddy is distracted by a waitress, and Baby takes the opportunity to grab his gun and shoot him. Buddy shoots a police officer as he approaches, without any remorse. Baby calls Doc from a payphone, and the man tells him not to contact him again. The couple steals a car from two hippie boys and heads to Doc's house. Baby asks Doc to return the tapes he stole from the post office in exchange for the money. Doc initially refuses but agrees to give Baby the tapes after seeing that he is with Deborah. He also gives Baby some money to escape the country. When they exit the elevator, they encounter the butcher's men who intend to kill them. Doc shoots the butcher's men, but he is also hit by a bullet. Then, Buddy comes in a police car and runs over Doc before chasing after Baby and Deborah. Baby fires shots and jumps over Buddy's car, and they escape. Baby pushes Buddy's car over the edge of the railing, and Buddy falls to his death. Baby checks on him but is deafened by a gunshot fired by Buddy. Deborah knocks Buddy down, and Baby picks up the gun and shoots him in the leg. Buddy falls over the car and dies. The next day, Baby and Deborah see a police blockade on the bridge and decide to surrender. Baby is tried for the thefts and receives letters from Deborah while in prison. The cashier and the lady whose car he stole testify on his behalf, and he receives a sentence of 25 years with the possibility of parole in 5. After serving his time, Baby is reunited with Deborah, and they plan to travel together. The end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, turning on notifications, and leaving a like to support the channel.